with another great artist and another day of terrific music. And I think most
Can't hear you.
Next week.
James, or your mic's down. Try it now.
I'm going to let him. Somebody's phone. Oh, I'm going to let him introduce his band. But thank you, Chris and Darcy, for coming, and of course Nathan. Bob plays with a great band up in Canada, and I'll let him tell you about that too, because I'm going blank right now with names and such. He plays on the West Coast a lot, doing solo shows and shows with his brother and a lot of other great artists from Canada. Please welcome Bob Blair.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for coming out so early.
It's nice meeting you.
I'm a pedal steel player, and mostly I find that's what people, might want to, pay me money to do. But I love the acoustic steel guitars and Dobros, resonator guitars, Gibson, and Weizenborns. When I first started coming to the TSGA show, I remember meeting Mike Aldridge. Maybe I'll tell you a story. I was just telling someone a story earlier. Maybe I'll tell that later. But this is a song that was very much associated with Mike Aldridge, who was one of the greatest dobro players ever, one of the pioneers of modern dobro sound. And he played it with the Seldom Seen, and it became kind of a signature tune. And for a while, I just, thought I had no business performing it because it was Mike's song. And now I just kind of do it as a tribute to Mike, and hope Mike's somewhere out there listening. He was just a lovely man. It's an old Civil War era ballad called Lorena. 2, 3, 4, 1. thanks so much. I can't say enough about this band and the good friends that you make in this business. From Phoenix, Arizona, Darcy Bodemuller on bass. On drums from the Dallas area, Nathan Hess. Oh, that was a popular choice. From Portland, Oregon, Chris Wojtek on guitar. And thank you guys for being here with me. It means a lot. And it means a lot for me to be here. Always has. It's been a life-changing experience over the years down here in Texas, and I thank you all for it. Thanks to Jana and James and everybody who's worked so hard to make this happen, and to the TSGA. One of our great Canadian songwriters, a man who was musically a giant to me, we lost him a couple of years ago. His name was Ian Tyson, and I think it got on people's radar back during the folk scare with Ian and Sylvia, and he went on to make some great records, Western, a lot of songs with Western themes in them, cowboy themes, and other things, and one of the songs he wrote became kind of a steel guitar anthem, because it's a rodeo song. It's called Someday Soon, and Ian and Sylvia had recorded it, but Stephen Stills had suggested to Judy Collins that they put that on a record, and they did. And this was their Buddy Emmons Los Angeles years, so Buddy played the steel part, and James Burton played the guitar part, and the arrangement was so good that for the rest of his career, that's exactly the way Ian sang it. And he didn't do this thing where he swapped the gender out to make a boy singing the song like Mo Bandy, and I love Mo, but like Mo Bandy did. Nope, he just did it the way it was written. And I think it sounds real sweet on dobro too. So here's Someday Soon. 3, 4, 1. had a neat thing happen a couple of 3-4 years ago. A singer who I often have worked with in Edmonton, a wonderful woman named Andrea House, who's a much beloved comic actress and singer and songwriter, and has made some great records over the years, was asked to do kind of a Linda Ronstadt tribute show at a few venues. And when Andrea needed a steel player, it was me, it tended to be, and I sort of saw in the news that, this show was happening with Andrea, and I thought, well, what the heck? And 5 minutes after I said to myself, what the heck? And I didn't say what the heck, actually, but this is a family audience, and I wasn't really, and it was a friendly what the heck. I mean, but Andrea phones me, and it turned out that there was some issue about how many band members they were going to be able to have and how much money. It was a money issue, and of course Andrea held her ground, because you can't do some of those songs without pedal steel. It's just wrong. Anyways, I got to play some of those great songs that have made such a big impression on me, and one of them was this one, a country song. I think Skeeter Davis did it, and someone else, but Linda's version kind of up the game for it. It's called Silver Threads and Golden Needles. It goes like this: 2, 3, 4. That was fun. Okay, so I sat down at my desk this morning in my room, and I made I wouldn't dignify it by calling it a chart. I scrawled some things on a piece of paper, and there aren't many chords in this song, but there are like about 3 or 4 balled up pieces of paper in my wastebasket because I wasn't firing on all cylinders. I think I got it now. In Canada, our easternmost province is a fascinating place. It's called Newfoundland. It came into Canadian Federation in 1949. Before that, it was a British colony. And it's always had a wonderful, strong music scene that's influenced by, of course, all kinds of stuff from the UK, Celtic stuff, and it's got a music scene. St. John's, Newfoundland has had a population maybe 150, 160,000. It had a music scene that rivaled cities with 10 times the population. I'm told that there's not, just like everywhere else, there ain't quite as many gigs as there used to be. Amazing place. And one of Canada's greatest songwriters was the late Ron Hines. And he wrote this song, and I've heard lots of people do it. And I saw Emmylou Harris doing it with someone some time ago. And it's kind of like the Newfoundland national anthem. It's called Sonny's Dream. And I'm going to play the first verse, and hopefully that'll teach the band how it goes, unless I mess it up. Sonny lives on a farm, on a wide open space. You can kick off your sneakers, give up the race. You can lay down your head by a sweet riverbed. Sonny always remembers what it was his mama said. She said, Sonny, don't go away, I'm here all alone. Your daddy's a sailor who never comes home. The nights get so long, the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, not all that strong. Sonny carries a load, though he's barely a man. There ain't all that to do, but he does what he can. And he watches the sea from a room by the stairs. The waves keep on rolling, they've done that for years. Aw, Sonny, don't go away, I'm here all alone. Your daddy's a sailor who never comes home. The nights get so long, the silence goes on. I'm feeling so tired, not all that strong. Chris. Sonny's never been there. He goes to the highway, stands there and stares, and the mail comes at 4, and the mailman is old, but he still dreams his dreams made of silver and gold. But Sonny's dreams can't be real, they're just stories he's read. Stars in his eyes and dreams in his head, and he's hungry inside for the wild world outside. And I know I can't hold him, no matter how I've tried, and I've tried. Help me out. Sonny, don't go away, I'm here all alone. Your daddy's a sailor who never comes home. The nights get so long, silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, not all that strong. Thank you, Sonny's Dream, the great Ron Hines. How are we doing for time? Did you go on there over there, Jana?
If she's not standing over here, keep going.
Okay. 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 Well, this we tried this in Phoenix. It's a song I think Lightning Hopkins maybe wrote it. A lot of people have done it. I've heard Eric Bibb do it, Taj Mahal. And it's called Needed Time. And I came up with this version on dobro that's it's in the key of D, in case anybody's taking notes, and it's a little bit influenced by this guy that Chris and I have been talking about, a guy named John Fahey, who was a very interesting and influential, and it must be said, strange guitar player. It's kind of an old gospel influenced song, and I'll start it on dobro and we'll see where it goes. Right now is the needed time. 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 Right now is the needed time. Now is the needed time. Even if you don't stay long, even if you don't stay long, Jesus, won't you come by here? Even if you can't stay long, even if you can't stay long, Jesus, won't you come by here? 'Cause now is the needed time. 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 All right, we'll take it home. Thanks so much. I'm going to dismiss this fine band and play a little bit on this beautiful instrument behind me. I'm very grateful to my good friend Stephen Cowell. I'm so excited that Stephen's back with us this year.
Because I brought my guitar for you.
And I'm really excited that he brought his guitar for me.
Cheers, you guys.
Oh, thank you, man. Beautiful.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah, that's my wife's.
Okay, this is a Weissenborn style Hawaiian guitar, and it was made. It was made by a gentleman named Carol Benoit, who used to have a display room at this event, and had a big influence
It wasn't just a
on.
room, it was a scene.
The scene?
It was a scene.
It was a scene. The Benoit room scene. But here's my Mike Aldridge story. I'd been playing, I bought one of these instruments from Carol, and I'd been going through a musical phase where I was playing a lot of stuff on Weissenborns and performing on them, whatever venues would have an old white guy with a guitar, and including the Benoit room at the TSGA. So one day I flew down to this event, and I come walking into the Benoit display room, and Mike Aldridge is sitting there with Carol Benoit, and Mike's got one of these instruments, quite possibly this very one that Stephen now owns, I don't know, sitting on, I was laughing, he's fooling with it. And Carol says, I'd never met Mike before, Carol says, Bob, you made it. He says, Mike, this is that guy I was telling you about.
Oh, man.
And so Mike, says, well, have at her. And so I had to play a couple of songs from Mike. And maybe I'll do one of the ones I did. This is another Ian Tyson song, and it's about it's about the Klondike era in Canada, in the Yukon territories, and it's called Sam Bonifield Saloon, and there actually was a Sam Bonifield that had a lot to do with I think he had a saloon, and I think he had something to do with that casino up in Yukon. That it was during the gold rush, so it was quite a scene. Anyway, Tyson wrote a song about it, and I don't think he'd ever been there, or had been not when Sam Bonifield was there, but he was old. He wasn't that old.
Two more.
Two more. Okay.
The
Perfect.
cook's coming.
Champagne with a hot coffee, whiskey with our tea, husky dogs a howling at the moon. If I had $1 million, well, I'd trade it all to be with my pals down at Sam Bonifield's saloon. With the kings of Eldorado and Dawson's Dancing Queen, singing out our favorite dance hall tunes. Midnight sun ablazing in a town that never sleeps, with my pals down at Sam Bonifield's saloon. Thank you. One more?
play our song, Bob.
I'm going to ask Bob to do me a favor. I met Bob probably over 10 years ago, and he's become one of my dearest friends, and I'm going to tear up here. And he's just so special to me. And how we kind of met was in the Benoit room, and he used to play this song, and he still plays it on occasion, and I started calling it his signature song, because he played it every year. And would you play Darcy Farrell?
Yes, please.
I would. For you, John, anything. Just give me a second to get the tears out of my eyes, and we'll move on with this. I learned this song. For reasons I never understood, my parents sent me away sort of in junior high school age, or I think grade 9, and to a boarding school on Vancouver Island. And I think my dad thought I wasn't getting a fair shake in school, and I think if I wasn't, it was probably my fault, but never mind. So there I was on Vancouver Island. I had a roommate in grade 10 who was a ranch kid from southern Alberta, and a ranch in the Porcupine Hills, southwest of Calgary. He's still there today running his ranch, and he's making good records and performing at cowboy poetry things all over the place. But he's my roommate in grade 10, and I was busy playing, hippies out. I was teaching him, we both had guitars. I was teaching him Simon and Garfunkel stuff, and he taught me a lot about Ian and Sylvia and Gordon Lightfoot. And he taught me this song. I guess we were both 15 years old, and then 25 years ago, I'd taken my daughter to a bluegrass festival. I ran into Charlie. And so Charlie and I took our instruments over and sat under a tree and started playing some songs, and we were still playing all the same songs we've been playing when we were kids, including this one. And we drew quite a crowd, and I thought that was pretty cool. But this is the story of Darcy Farrell, and I learned the Ian and Sylvia version, and my dear friend and hero Sally Van Meter tells me I play it too fast. But that's just the way it is. Where the Walker runs down to the Carson Valley Plain, there lived a maid, Darcy Farrell was her name, the daughter of old Dundee, and a fair one was she, and the sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the range. Her voice was sweet as a sugar candy. Her touch was as soft as a bed of goose down. Her eyes shone bright like the pretty lights that shine in the night out of Yerington town. Now she was courted by young Vandermeer, and quite handsome was he, as I hear. He brought her silver rings and lacy things, and they promised to wed before the snow began to fall. Here comes the sad part. But her pony stumbled, she did fall. Her dying touched the hearts of us one and all. Vandy in his pain, he put a bullet through his brain, and they buried them together as the snow began to fall. They sing of Darcy Farrell where the Truckee runs through. They sing of her beauty in Virginia City too. At dusky sundown to her name they drink around, and to young Vandy, whose love was true. Where the Walker runs down to the Carson Valley Plains, there lived a maiden, Darcy Farrow was her name. The daughter of old Dundee, and a fair one was she, and the sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the range. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Jana. I love you.
One more time.
More song?
No.
Touch my arm, you know. Thanks, everybody. Great to see y'all.
One more time for Bob Blair.
Yeah.